I didn't want to start recording until I stuck it to the thing. So I'm gonna get.
Do you not want to hear it fall 3 million times again?
The other thing is it'll pick up more. And we do a lot of.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I hit stuff. How much of that was picked up?
Not a lot. Like I said, not a ton of that was picked up. Okay. No, we're now recording. This was really annoying me last time doing this. So I'm doing it right. It's an asthma. To be honest with you, my editing workflow at this point has just been cut everything. Purely subtractive.
Just cut everything.
100% subtractive. I did not add, move, rearrange, have not fucked with a single thing. It's purely subtraction.
I think that's probably for the best. But
I love money.
I love money.
I hate ads, but I love money. I want to meander into it. Just kind of come. There'll be a point when we're done, when we're past that first 5 minutes of us just rambling. Because then I'll keep in, and then we'll introduce ourselves. That's our unedited garbage bit. Well, not edited. It's completely edited. It's scripted. I wrote all of this before. Every single bit, including the part where I ran into the trash can before I started recording.
Yeah, and I just stared at you and made no attempt to help you get into my house.
No, I realized that I had too many things in my hands.
I was just watching. You looked flustered.
No, I was. I was like, I have too many things to perform the action I need to perform.
I watched you.
I should have put the keys and phone in my pocket before I got out of the fucking car.
I thought you were trying to close the gate or something, but I realized you were just trying to find a good spot to sit.
I have 6 things. They all need to go in my pockets.
Well, see, at work, you can usually carry one of these in your pocket. This.
Yes, but I don't drink those when I'm at home. I drink water like a fucking human being is supposed to. I don't drink just pure caffeine and the minerals you barely need to survive. And a bunch you don't.
To be fair, this was my drink on the way home from taking the kids to the babysitter, because otherwise...
We couldn't do this.
Oh, no, I might have died. Get my trash can sound in there.
I have a gift for you in my car.
Yeah?
I'm gonna go get it with
you. Okay.
You'll like it. And also, I get to slam your door now and have that audio. Goodbye, I hate you.
Goodbye.
I missed the door.
How did you miss the fucking door?
This doorknob feels oddly low for some reason.
Hey, when you're listening to this later, go fuck yourself.
Put a drink down and I spilled a little on because of it, so I thought I'd give this to Chase at work. That's the guitar pick that worked my brake light switch for a couple of days.
Yeah. I forgot about that. So you got that fixed now?
Oh yeah, no. I bought a dozen of them for $12. They were $1 each. That will never run out. It literally crumbled. I found the whole thing, and then I took it to show my wife, and it was in 3 pieces by the time I got to her. It's like, look at this thing that broke. Fucking garbage. Barely lasted. Oh wait, that car's almost 10 years old now. Fuck. This cat really into me.
She is very pushy.
I don't even remember seeing her more than for 20 seconds last time, and now
she's getting used to you. You didn't try to chase her around like the children do, so she's like, oh, he's cool.
Oh, he's a normal one, not one of those weird little ones.
I can actually see. I just now realized that there's a bar that shows you the sound level.
Oh yeah, let's just get the worst noises.
That pop hit halfway.
Oh, I peeked.
That was my knees.
No, dude. Was that both at least?
Yeah, that was both at the same time.
Okay.
Yes, that was not one. Actually, sometimes my right knee will be about that loud on its own because that's the fucked up one.
It wasn't that it was loud. It was that there were 2 crunches.
Yeah,
I
keep my knees on the crunchy setting.
I am not prepared yet.
Not time.
Be the end of the podcast again. By the end of this thing, I'll be ready.
Just leave here, and we'll forget to do it by the end of the recording. I'll forget to do it.
Fucking work, man. Everything is weird.
Oh yeah, how was the rest of that? How was the rest of that? I'm sure there was nothing.
Day. All 3 of us. It's the weirdest way because we just kind of all went in a circle around the cart, and we each took a thing and dumped it, and actually did all the lids, tossed them on the pile, and then we would each take a thing and dump it, and we just did that 3 times, and we were done. It was fucking odd.
Was it? I can't tell. That sounds very inefficient in a fun way.
It was weird. It was like we all knew exactly what to do without saying a word or even looking at each other, really. And we just kind of did it. And it seemed like the best way to do it at the time. And we came to that conclusion telepathically. It was weird. It was a fucking odd work moment. It's weird being surrounded by people who seem competent for once. That was the weirdest thing. Is like, didn't feel like I was surrounded by people who were dipshits.
Yeah. Just for
like 5.
And that's why we're scrounging for stuff to do at the end of the day. I got 1. Well, okay, 1.5. 5.
This is fine. This is the shit I want to get out before we actually start.
Before
recording.
we start,
this is what if we hit a bit, I will stop.
You can keep that.
But like this shit where I left the fucking room. Sure, I'll keep a little bit of that as the intro, but then at some point. Like maybe now,
I left you.
Maybe even now might be a good time because it feels like we're transitioning.
When you go to listen to this later,
asshole. Hey, fuck you.
I talked for a minute while you were gone.
Oh no, I will listen to it. The first time I listened to this, I was playing Trackmania.
Yeah,
I just listened to it just straight
passive.
Through.
So you just do one listen through just to kind of.
I wouldn't even say a full listen. This is the Preacher Round with Nick
and Chase.
There you go. Yes, you said your name beautifully. There we go. That's the intro. The beginning that we actually begin on. If you want to talk to us, have our advice. Or not, probably not advice. I wouldn't ever listen to anything either of us say. You can email us at help@thepreacharound.com.
Again, that's help@thepreacharound.com.
There you go. Now, everything else, we're done. That's all of the planning we put into this entire fucking thing. That's it. We came up with that in 25. I came up with that while I was barely awake this morning.
And we are actually not licensed to give advice.
I'm licensed to give a lot of things. Advice is not one of them.
So like plumbers, there's the journeyman, and there's different licenses.
I give plenty of plumbing advice. You shouldn't take any of it. Plumber's putty? That's real fun to play with. That's all I know about plumbing. Pipes.
Oh, do plumbers like playing with...
I mean, that's a type of toilet, I guess.
Are urinals toilets?
Yeah, like a burrito's a sandwich.
Yes.
The same general rule applies. If it's meant for waste and water flushes through it, is it not a toilet?
Well, like, is a bidet a toilet?
I mean, aren't most bidets a toilet attachment? I mean, I know there's standalone bidets, but nowadays, aren't most bidets just something that's on your toilet?
Yeah, if you were to buy one in the States.
Like most aftermarket ones, do you plumb
So the bidet itself is just an accessory, yeah.
It's a toilet accessory. It's an ass wand.
It's an ass wand. Oh, I thought that's what So for the longest time... the little scrubber thing you use to actually clean the toilet?
I've never cleaned a toilet.
I thought that's what you were supposed to use on your ass. It got real difficult
to get it in. And
to get it out.
Around. Oh, see?
No, getting it in, because it's designed to go in, but not that hole. When you try and pull it back out, it bristles your asshole.
No, it's great. It scratches all my hemorrhoids. I use it every day. See? The intro by itself would lead to a shitty section of riffs. As the first intro, the actual first intro, it was less awkward than I expected.
I was just really tired. I'm tired this time. Even just the 10 seconds of we should talk about this time. Also, hearing even at our worst, we have nothing to talk about, was still entertaining, at least to me. And I went to take a shit at the same time today.
Yeah. You ever just accidentally just walk into the bathroom together, not even know you're each other there, and then your buddy from years back just end up in the stalls next to each other. It's a small world. It's like you work together.
I saw him go into the stall, and then I said, "I'm sorry," as I walked into mine.
Power move.
And then I proceeded to blast ass, and he just starts laughing from the next stall over. I said, "I'm sorry," and so he blasts one out too. He just yells, "Return fire, battle shits."
That is such a fucking nerd. He's just a fucking military weed.
He is, and every time he shows me gun porn, I make fun of him for it. And he keeps showing it to me.
I'm sorry, the one today was cosplay, and I thought that was the best part, was that there was just a Master Chief there.
With the most, like...
Just a whole Master Chief.
Just Discovery Channel, like, panning around the gun itself.
It looked like future weapons.
I would watch How It's Made for just cosplay weapons. That's just Adam Savage again.
I love craft stuff on YouTube. I love craft stuff in general. I don't like doing any of it, but I like watching other people.
I like watching other people do it. I also like watching bad craft videos where they use just like a gallon of hot glue. But also, it's reached the point where those types of videos get made fun of so much that there's entire channels that just make parodies of those shitty do-it-yourself crafts.
Just a top-down view of a table like this and somebody making something. Like, it just making it... I would watch people, like, sew
hand models.
I mean, I like this whole toning, but a top-down view of people doing shit. I watched a few people, like, make sketches and stuff.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Anytime you see just people doing stuff, actually doing something. I don't want to hear some asshole react to something. I don't want to hear somebody talk about something. That's why I don't listen to podcasts. They're garbage.
Every podcast that's ever been made is garbage. See, I have a love-hate relationship with reaction-type channels.
I think the reason that I hate it is because that's me. I'm always reacting to shit.
Yeah. Just background sight gags, but in a podcast.
Or meandering
or
asses.
Putting the wrong continuity in, I've noticed. The way you cut it sometimes, the transitions go from...
Ow! You get
no,
your little foot hooks in my leg, you little asshole. Jesus.
Yeah, no, she gets fucking... She does not know how to keep her claws in when she wants.
Ow. We were talking about something, and then a cat...
Reacting to stuff. Like, I like watching any channel that reacts to bad movies.
Okay, that's like riffing.
Yeah.
I consider riffing actually doing something. As someone who loves... Like,
oh, you're talking about just like...
No, I'm talking about the specific category of like... There's just some guy he's just a big smile on his face, and then something dumb happens, and he's now frowning.
Oh, and they get that stupid, dumb fuck, droopy lip look like, oh my god.
Like, I haven't watched fucking every news channel. Why is that guy? They've been doing it for years. That's all it's on. I don't want to watch it.
That's like half
the weatherman.
The weatherman.
That's his whole job. He tells you the weather. If it's good, he's happy about it. If it's bad, he's sad about it. I hate to tell y'all, folks, it's going to be hot for another week. Because it's summer in Texas.
So now that I'm thinking about it, it feels like there's going to be a lot more popping in this recording, just because I'm thinking about it now, and like I can pop my knees every 5 minutes.
As long as it's interspersed in between words, so it's easy to cut out.
So we were talking last time about canonically, we weren't talking about this last time.
We show up.
The fuck.
You just jumping on the front of the chair as close to my fucking balls as possible with their little goddamn foot hooks.
Sorry. The last time you were involved in making a podcast. What was that like for you?
I sat in my room. No, it was... nobody actually wanted to make a podcast. We just already talked a lot, so we're like, what if we
started recording it?
And it was shit. It was bad. It was god awful.
Was there a theme or anything?
It was just four nerds talking about video games, and we tried to make it themed, but again, nobody wanted to put. None of us wanted to put any effort into it. I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, just tell me when to show up. Just tell me when to be there. I will hang out for an hour or whatever, and we can record it. There was no leadership. It was like, all right, guys, what are we doing?
You know what? That makes me feel good about how we're doing it then, because you've immediately like taken charge of that sort of stuff, and it's just the two of us right now. So even if we add anybody else, there's already like a designated person who's doing the thing.
Yeah, no,
and I just had to participate.
Yes, no, I'm trying to facilitate that. I'm a good facilitator of the conversation. I may not be great in the conversation. But I can make that shit happen, bro.
I mean, it depends on the conversation.
No, again, drive-by one-liners that disperse the group. Good at that. I'm perfectly good at it when I can get out of my own head for 40 seconds and actually participate.
Well, I mean, how many times have you and I just been standing there talking? Like, to the point, we'll be having a conversation and there will be other people there, but it's just me and you. Everybody else just kind of just watching our conversation. Every conversation between me and you and him was just him reacting to me and you talking.
Oh, I know. Exactly. I thought you didn't like me. I thought y'all were just talking shit about me all day.
Did y'all try to, like, review video games at all?
So it was a little bit of, like, current news, like what we were playing.
Okay. Did anybody even get as far as registering a domain? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I was 19. I was working the easiest job, but also the hardest job of my life.
Was that when you were still detailing cars?
Yeah, I was cleaning cars for them. I was polisher. I ran a buffer real good. Ow. This cat keeps fucking putting her little hooks in my leg. You cute little foot hooks.
That's the title of the episode. So the first car recording, is that ever actually going to be? Are we going to?
I still want to do something with it, but again, it's episode 0. I haven't gone back to actually.
I figured
I want to have something. So I want to release that. It's just I didn't know how the rest of this was going to go.
Fair enough. And I figured you hadn't gone back and listened to it. Otherwise, you would have sent me clips from it.
I listened to it I listened to about 20 minutes of it. It was garbage, and I said, "We're going to try it again."
Yeah. I think it's been better every time so far.
Yeah, that's where episode 1 happened. Episode 1 was fine.
Probably shouldn't talk through my fucking mouth or through my hand.
Yeah, don't do that. I can't understand anything I say anyway. We're two white people talking to each other.
Honk, honk, honky, honk.
Yeah, it's all they hear.
Honky, honky, honk, honk.
It has a good setup somewhere, but I've never found it. It's always just been delivered as like a one-liner.
You have to do it in one go.
Yeah, no, but there's a really good setup for that punchline somewhere. I've just never found it.
What y'all should have done was reviewed CD-ROM games.
No. If you have to record in the same room the CD-ROM's going, it's unusable. The audio is shit. Do you remember CD-ROM?
Yes, I remember. I played every Santa Claus CD-ROM.
Do you remember fucking PlayStation 2s when they started up? It sounds like a fucking jet starting up.
Yeah.
Like actual 52X CD. Do you ever have a 52X CD-ROM drive? The kind that would blow up discs?
No.
My dad had one in his computer. That motherfucker sounded intense because it wasn't like mounted right or something, and the case would just freaky.
The CD-ROM game I most remember playing for whatever reason is the one that came on Santa Claus 2. And you had to spray... you had to spray the silly string at the nutcrackers.
Yes. I don't remember that, but that sounds great. You had to spray the silly... That sounds like it started as a shitty porn flash game. They just replaced the JPEG of hot ladies getting sprayed with white jizzles to the nutcrackers getting sprayed with different colored jizzles.
Some B-roll from Leisure Suit Larry that they turned into a CD-ROM game for a children's movie.
I can't get comfortable. I fucked myself up at work today.
Or my chair's just not comfortable.
The chair's fine. I'm used to sitting in an even shittier chair than this. It's called the floor. I don't have any chairs in my house. Don't even have a sofa.
So do you just have your computer on the floor, or do you sit at the floor and just like reach up to your desk?
I wish I could just fucking Frankenstein.
Just reaching up to your desk and like craning your neck and just
if
make
I had
your
to
own,
sit on the floor, I would just put my monitor on top of my computer.
Make your own gamer chair out of just pillows and blankets on the floor.
I just used a bunch of cardboard boxes I collected at work to help people I was moving, but I wasn't actually going anywhere. I was just making stuff out of the boxes. So I have a big box fort now. I stole 30 rolls of duct tape from work to make my box fort. I've been cutting up these boxes and just building.
Okay, so that reminds me, there's a guy on the road who just collects junk.
Hell yeah, I wish I was that guy.
And he's built, like, He has a shack that he just, every time he collects junk, he adds more, like, he's building a junk shack. It's just a house. It's a whole ass house now.
Dude, I want to
pieces of wood and metal and whatever the fuck just strapped together.
If I had just some random property, I would build an entire warehouse like that.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't do that. I would get one of those prefab big sheds, and then I would just start tacking.
Yeah, that's what it looks. So, like, ramshackle living settlements in, like, Fallout.
No, that's what I want, 100%.
That's pretty much
I want to have a big chain link fence with random pieces of metal welded to it to cover up holes. Just fucking zip-tied, no trespassing sign with bullet holes in it. Just that kind of shit.
He rides his bike into town to buy groceries.
Like his bicycle or his...
Bicycle.
Yes.
Again, bicycles.
That would absolutely be me. Doing a wheelie the whole way.
Just groceries hanging from his handlebars.
That's a cool guy. Yeah. I like that guy. I don't want to meet him, but that's a cool guy. I don't want to talk to that guy.
No.
Because that guy has, like, one mission in mind, or he's, like, super into Jesus.
I'm fine with that guy existing and me witnessing his existence, but not experiencing it.
I feel like I'm that for a lot of people.
Yeah, probably. Wow. I don't know. In my experience, people can't get a good handle on you.
Because I've never been serious once in my life.
Because they know you're like, everybody is pretty well aware that you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But then every now and then when they actually talk to you, you're just randomly helpful. So then this is just what I've gathered watching you with other coworkers. They are surprised when you just are like actually nice and helpful just that one random time. I've seen them think you were joking or being sarcastic and you were actually getting the thing for them.
You know what's crazy is I'm actually helpful to most people most of the time. But if you fuck with me enough times, I will be non-helpful.
You ask me the same dumb question every day, I'm not going to help you anymore. I just go, I don't know, maybe.
If every time I tell you no, you then have something else to tell me, the guy who does the thing you're asking about, if I say no, I mean no. If I don't know, I say I don't know. Would you like me to check? And if they say yes, then I go fucking check. That's how that's supposed to go. I don't need to know some extra information that's completely separate. Oh, it says you have 100 of these things. I don't have any of those things. We did not get any. But it says you have 100. I don't have any of those things. You didn't go look. You know how much time I spend back there?
Those damn the bunny on the carrots.
The bunny on the carrots is fucking ridiculous. It's holding that carrot so suggestive.
Okay, no, that bunny is suggestive, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Like, legitimately.
I think you just have a Looney Tunes problem. That's where your furry thing started, isn't it? Animated.
They drew that rabbit with fucking bedroom eyes.
No, they did.
Holding a carrot.
100%. That bunny rabbit has an anime about it. I'm sorry, a hentai about it. I don't know if it's Japanese, but there's some cartoon porn featuring that bunny.
Just petite carrot.
This is research!
This is research! Just looking up, like, vegetable-based Rule 34, getting caught, and just shouting, it's research for my podcast. I feel like that's a pretty decent, just, like, get out of it. It's
research for our podcast.
And what are you looking up? Why do you need to see the size of Godzilla's penis? It's research for the podcast.
Why is Green Giant's dick actually an asparagus spear?
Does that mean his piss constantly smells like he ate asparagus?
No, he doesn't piss. He's a made-up character that doesn't exist.
Does the Green Giant photosynthesize?
Only through the tip of his penis, and only for a minute.
Solar penal.
Solar
penals.
We're here to install your solar penis panels. Were you interested in solar panels for your penis? It'll keep your dick charged all night. And it'll charge too during the day.
Charged. You can solar panel your second penis for free.
Jesus. This cat's fucking needy. We have even less now. I definitely don't ever want to talk about video games again.
Okay.
Like, I would love legitimately, I would love to do some video game review stuff, and I've always thought about it. Like, I want to go back and review the Mass Effect series. I still think, like, my opinions on the Mass Effect series haven't changed. But that shit would hit.
So, I don't know, that's why I thought the idea of reviewing CD-ROM games was funnier than just actual game
I was trying
review.
to think of CD-ROM games that I played, but it's like Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. I think I technically had the CD version of Unreal 2003.
But
it was on 6 CDs.
Good God. But I don't even want to, like, accidentally start drifting into this being a game podcast of any sort. Even, like...
I would love to make gaming-related content, but, like, I kind of hate it. It feel like playing games now really feels like I'm doing nothing. When I'm done playing, like if I get sucked into it, especially if I spend time grinding in a game now, that's just that feels also too much like work. I also told my wife about the email address.
Yeah.
She told her friend. So there might be you might find some odd
So there's
emails.
nothing new in there right now. That's what I was actually pulling up.
So we might get a few weird emails already.
Trying to refresh it. So do you want to wait until the next time we record to start reading through those? Or do you want to just read some of those now?
We've prepped this.
Yeah.
We've made sure. We went to the store and bought a fish so we could make sure that we had a catch when we went fishing. We put the frozen fish on the hook and we threw it back in the water and we pretended like we caught it. That's how we're going to do this.
That's the only way I can fish.
I like fish, but my wife hates like basically every fish that's not in stick form.
Yeah, my wife also does not eat fish.
But like, I'm the type of dude that I will occasionally just half a fish with the skin on still, just a full-on fillet.
I like bass.
I like fish sandwich.
I like catfish. Mostly just catfish.
I hate catfish. I'm a dogfish person. Their shittiest IPA, the really old one.
I've never even heard of that. Does it taste like catfish?
No, it tastes like cat piss. Because it has so much hops in it.
So, we've already got some emails from our fans.
I thought it was just us sending test emails to the inbox.
I mean, it was.
Yeah. We don't have any fans. We haven't... We're never actually going to upload any of these. I'm going to make fake subscribers. I'm going to pretend like our stats are going up.
Well, so this will be episode 3. So, I don't know if that'll be easier or harder. There's not every 5 sentences, it's all, I've got nothing.
Also, yeah, I feel like I've actually spoken with some clarity at this time.
Yeah.
And I don't...
You haven't fallen out of your chair even fucking once.
Yeah, that's because I'm not smoking weed here. This is a drug-free podcast. Not saying there aren't drugs in me. I'm saying that I'm not doing them during the podcast.
The drug cast.
No, please, no. Don't cast any drugs. I'm high enough.
No, that's how I go fishing.
I'm fishing for trailer pussy. Got a little baggie of meth on the end of this line. I'm gonna watch.
I like to go
Some
to
ugly
the
bitch in a leopard print miniskirt runs out.
I like to go to the local college campuses, attach some Adderall to the end of a fishing line, and just dangle it. I usually just get dudes, but it's okay. I'm not really on the up and up on slut culture anymore.
Me either. I don't slut around enough anymore.
But
no, it was just the cat ripping my asshole with her little hooky feet. Little feet hooks.
No, that's what's instead of I don't know, I have nothing. It's interspersed with foot hooks.
Foot hooks, hooky feet. This title is episoded. Man, I'm totally episoded. Just like my humor, it's episodic. It comes once every 45 minutes.
Talking about just collaborating with people.
Okay, yeah, that part.
That was the actual interesting part of that conversation to me.
Every time I've ever fucking collaborated with anyone from the internet, it sucked. I hate doing it.
So these were people you hadn't actually met. You were just
online. Hadn't met, but like had spent enough time with.
Yeah.
Playing video games like it was my fucking job. You know, people I'd known for years. In some capacity spoken to. Maybe not on a daily basis, but a couple times a week.
Yeah, at that point, like, you don't have to meet them to call them a friend.
We were all either early 20s, late teens, fuck-ass, young white kids. Well, I think I was actually the only white kid.
Yeah.
For the most part, just a dumb bunch of kids. Hey, we should try a thing. And none of us actually wanted to put effort in. Like, kids never want to put effort in.
Right.
Which is why it's amazing when you see a 17-year-old do something that isn't play a sport because their parents forced them to. You're going to play hockey till you like it, kid.
Yeah,
30% of Canadian boys.
How How many people's hobbies is just, son, we do this.
How many Asian kids just have to learn an instrument because their parents want them to that you have to learn how to play something?
I don't know if I have the proper cultural insight to make this statement, but it seems to happen a lot with first generation immigrants doing that to their children.
That always seemed like the immigrant power parent.
Yeah,
it is. It's more prevalent in Asian culture. It's not strictly relegated to them. And Indian parents do it too. I mean, that's a type of Asian.
From what I've seen, it's basically them trying to, because they know they're an immigrant family, trying to portray themselves as the best possible version of them, both their culture and Americans. He nods emphatically.
Yes. Man, you're shaking your head so hard at that.
I've never... So, the closest I've come to collaborating with anybody creatively was being forced to for school projects.
See, that sucks.
And maybe the couple of times I jammed with my dad when I was pretending I was going to teach myself how to play the bass.
It's not hard. It's just 4 strings.
I know, and
It's way easier than guitar. Everybody who plays a bass. That asshole.
That's why I chose to
You only have to play one note at a time, and really...
There was an entire decade where you never even had to leave one string.
Nah, there was always funk.
Okay, there's certain subsets of rock, at least.
No, there's...
Just hammer away at that E,
just
and nothing else.
That's a lot of the music I grew up listening to is occasionally there's some A string action, but it's the 5th fret.
But it sounds good still.
No, that's a whole generation of music now. Like, that sound is etched into it.
Just, okay, as an example, Godsmack. Have you ever looked at the tabs,
yes.
bass tabs for a Godsmack song?
Yes.
It's just zeros.
It's not... you can also hear it. Once you get to a certain point, there's nothing happening in the song.
Yeah, no, it's literally just about keeping that rhythm on that string and nothing else.
When I learned I wanted to play bass, it was from hearing Earth, Wind & Fire.
Okay. Mine was Seven Nation Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just Seven Nation Army, and the rest of that is gone. I don't ever want to say that again. Don't ever want to talk about that again. That doesn't exist in my head. Now it has to. It all has to stay.
And I just wanted to play that, and when I realized how easy it was to play that, I kind of gave up.
That's the problem with bass. It's easy, but it's really hard because you have to stay more in time than just about anybody else, except for the drummer, I guess. But the point of your shit is to keep time with the drummer.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of harder because you have to react to shit.
Well, and you're also bridging the drums and the rest of it.
I'm not a jazz musician, so I don't have to worry about any of that type of shit. At best, if I ever jam with somebody, it's be like, we're going to play this song.
Everything I know about jazz, I've learned from Adam Neely.
Yeah. This is not a bad place to start. At least he's a jazz musician.
Yeah.
The man has that cool pull-out keyboard. I'm so fucking jealous. Every time I watch his videos and he pulls that fucking keyboard, I'm like, I wish I had that.
Oh, you know what? The one single thing I can say I've collaborated with someone on was the time that and I did the talent show.
Good times.
Yes, it was. We chose...
I was there for that. We've been friends that long. We just met on Tinder.
But we met on, like, Tinder, Grindr, and Bumble. It was crazy. It was like it was meant to be.
I pretended to be a fat white lady on all those.
Yeah, I was following that same way. Don't Stop Believing was the song that we chose.
I feel like you've told me this story before. I can't remember any of it, so hell yeah. Keep going.
No, you tell me my story. I want to know what you remember.
I don't remember anything. I just told you that I don't fucking remember. I wish you would believe me.
No, that's why I want to know what...
You're just like my wife.
If you had to make up what you thought I've told you, what would you say?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife actually listened to the last one, and I made a wife joke. She just looked at me and made a face. I said, it'll get explained later. Don't worry about it. And then you did the my wife... This is my wife voice bit, and she was like... I looked at her... And she was laughing from the Dave Chappelle little...
Yeah.
She was like, I'm still mad about the wife. Anyway, you were saying something. The talent show, Don't Stop Believing You.
Yeah, so we waited until the tryouts were already over. And so our tryout was just, we pulled up the lyrics on our phones and sang to the teacher running it just together. We sounded like shit.
Yeah.
But we had to do it just as a formality. And it was literally, like, that period... It was the last period of the day. It was literally just my group of friends and our favorite teacher in one class.
Yeah. Oh, the bullshit class.
It was the last one of the day, so
Yeah,
every
no,
now and then
that's-
she just let us dip out early.
I got a whole bunch of weed to go smoke, Ms. Whatever. Can I go home?
She would make us cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls. They're so good. It's good enough that 8 years later I still think about them.
I don't even care what your version is. Like, I have an idea of that.
You have
in
your
my
own.
head.
Fair enough.
The idea of making that is more appealing to me than the idea of eating it. That's how I cook.
Okay. So I'm not a cook, but I understand what you mean.
I am a cook, and the part of that is I don't like eating a lot of the stuff I make, except for analytically. So every time I make a meal, I'm eating it completely differently in a way than everybody else is.
You're eating it in a way
I'm
film
judging
student
myself
watches.
every time I eat the food I make.
You
Even if
eating
it's
your
just-
own food is just doing your own editing. You're proofreading your meal.
I've never learned anything about cooking from a recipe, really. Like, I look at recipes now, and I can basically break down the ingredients list and already know how to cook it in my head.
Yeah, my wife will do the same thing.
I can't...
She doesn't write down ingredient amounts or anything. She just, if she knows what the ingredients are, she's like, oh, I know exactly how much of all of that to use. Unless she's baking, and then, she uses
Baking
the
is
exact amount.
different. Baking, I use a scale.
I'm so fat that I allowed this to become a conversation about food
Dude.
instead of my actual story. Don't stop me eating. No.
Don't stop.
Me eating.
Sorry, I was eating. I ate all the cinnamon rolls. Goddamn, I'm fat. Look at my cinnamon rolls.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I picked that song. At that time, I guess it was... I decided that song was important to me.
You were on a journey.
And so we knew we couldn't just go up on stage as ourselves for this.
Oh, yeah.
We made...
Bert and Ernie.
take us to a couple thrift shops to just get the worst.
Yeah, the best clothes.
Yeah.
The absolute.
The best worst clothes we could find.
2 bums.
We ended up getting a couple wigs a piece. Just 80s thrift shop garbage.
Good stuff.
Um,
Can't find any of that no more. It's all vintage now. Yeah, $100 for that wig.
It was like weirdly ornate women's jackets was the main thing we had. And I could show you a picture of it, which won't do any good for this.
No,
But-
show it to the microphone. If they can hear good enough, they can see that picture through the microphone. I promise. Get it up real close.
hear the JPEGs.
Just fucking smack my phone. I hope they can see that.
Okay, so we get up on stage, and we didn't have time to practice the song, so we just had the song playing behind us, and we sang along to it instead of having just the backing track. And as soon as that opening piano part started playing, everybody was already excited, and we won the crowd over just for our song choice.
That's 80%.
And so we sing terribly, and I went for those fucking high notes too. Bad. It was not good. But in the most entertaining way it could have done. There was an actual musical act in the talent show,
Yeah.
and she did her own it was a song that she wrote and played herself,
Hell yeah.
and it was great. She's a beautiful singer. We technically won, and they had to fudge the numbers so that she would win.
Of course.
Because they did not want our shitty little last minute fucking
2
nostalgia
morons
trip.
wearing wigs.
2 morons wearing wigs getting the nostalgia vote to win over the person who actually composed her own music. We got second place.
I would
but
gladly
we won
take
first by the
second
vote.
place for that reason.
I didn't fight it, or I was like, no, that's fair.
No, we don't deserve anything.
We won the popular vote. Actually, at one point, I was elected the vice president of the class, but we never had an actual student council thing. I think
that's weird.
Yeah.
Just electing random. I had a random election once where I was elected for a thing, and I have no idea what it was for.
I had no say in it. Other people nominated me.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I was
then
nominated and elected for an office I never really held. Still don't know what the fuck it was.
No, me neither.
We should pay kids to go to school. It's fucking work.
Pay them with what? Just actual money? What do you think?
Literally fucking pay children to go to school. At a certain age, just be like, okay, school is you want to learn what work is, task completed, pay kids for grades. Maybe not grades specifically, because it's too easy to fudge that shit. Get a good teacher. And when I say a good teacher, I mean a bad teacher who will give you good grades for, blowjobs or cocaine or whatever. Actual school, I went to.
I can never find this picture when I go to look for it.
It's that one right there. No, not that one.
Oh yeah, my Andy Samberg looking ass.
Oh Jesus Christ, that is not a great picture.
That was me as a boy. Yeah.
No, like just that you making that face where your beaver teeth are out.
Just the opposite of photogenic. I managed to cut a wasp exactly in half with my shoe yesterday. It's still on the top of the door. It's right in the center of the door.
It'd be even cooler if you told me that you threw a flip-flop at it.
I cut a wasp in half by throwing a flip-flop at it.
From 10 yards.
It's 1 yard. Technically, front and back are different yards.
Are they connected? Like, do you have an actual... Or is it a gated connection?
No.
Okay, then I think that's technically 1 yard. You have to have a break somewhere for it to be a front and back. My dad technically doesn't have a backyard because he just has one big yard. We have absolutely everything to talk about. This is going wonderfully. We're smart people for making this.
It's still better than last time.
Yeah, because I feel like we're both more awake than last, or at least more...
Yeah. But that's also...
Hello, are you sad and lonely and just want to hear a human voice? Well, then email help@thepreacharound.com.
Again, that is help@thepreacharound.com.
Love that bit that you're going to do that every fucking time, aren't you? Forever.
Yes.
It's fucking beautiful. Well, if you want to hear more of that... This is the end of the podcast. This is just going to make me laugh.
It's just going to make you laugh, and then you're just going to have to cut a random laugh out.
All of it. This is trash.
Okay. It's actually stayed up this whole time.
Yeah, it's because I actually did the right thing. Swabbed it, got it wet, and I remembered which way the lever went this time. I didn't do that last time. I was too busy not understanding how things worked. Why was I banned?
Would you like me to read that?
No. You can read stuff you wrote, but don't ever read anything I wrote. Never.
Oh, okay.
Stop! Hammer time.
Is it always hammer time after stop? Or is it
sometimes
collaborate and listen?
Occasionally. In the name of love.
Those are the three.
There's probably more. There's people who say stop and then other words and
hey, what's that sound?
Everybody look.
It says, hey guys, Gary from Vancouver here. Big fan of the show so far, and I just wanted to ask, what's the worst shark you've ever experienced? Thanks in advance if you read this on the show.
I've only experienced sharks through the posts of others. But Gary, that was an excellent chart you shared with us.
We're going to get...
Imagine people who are like us listening to this. Because they're going to turn this shit off immediately.
Yeah. Just a P.O. box.
Their dumber brothers can be like, those guys are funny.
Just a P.O. box.
Shitting on our audience.
It's just that we don't have yet.
Shitting on me. I'm the only person that listens to this shit. Really.
And then I listened to it after you edited it.
Yeah.
But anyway, a P.O. box just piling up with mailed-in shark pants.
Mail your shorts and shanties, too. What are you asking?
Do you have a preference?
No. I don't have a preference.
I started a podcast to make friends, and all I have is this podcast. I don't know how many of these silences are actually funny.
That one I think is pretty good. This one sucks.
Yeah.
This one just feels awkward now. Video games are bad, actually.
You shouldn't play them.
No, you should play them. Just know that you're enjoying bad things.
You shouldn't play them.
I don't play video games. I only play board, tabletop, the occasional choose-your-own-adventure book, which I consider video games. Not video games. It's a game. It's not a video. I know. I'm sorry.
Is video before video was video?
No, it's games before games were video. Welcome. Hello. Hey. Hi. Hello. Welcome. No. Damn, we can even wrap that up.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I think we're done. And I think that actually is a nice little...
I'm gonna break your fucking chair by the end of this. I'm gonna have to buy you a new goddamn chair. Okay.